If you're a history enthusiast or someone fascinated by ancient engineering, this is the guide that will change the way you look at medieval roofs forever. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to After the Sirens and leave a comment below sharing your favorite historical building technique. Medieval builders were faced with challenges we rarely think about today. They had to make their wooden roofs withstand heavy snowfalls year after year, often in freezing, damp climates. The secret wasn't magic. It was a combination of material science, design ingenuity, and centuries of observation passed down from master carpenters. They selected wood for durability and resilience, not just availability. The first step in ensuring beams survive snow loads was careful wood selection. Medieval builders understood that not all trees were equal. Oak, chestnut and larch were commonly chosen for their natural resistance to decay. Builders often harvested wood in late autumn or winter when sap levels were low, which reduced the moisture content and naturally increased resistance to rot. The wood was then seasoned, air-dried over years, sometimes with small roofed racks that kept beams out of direct rainfall. This practice slowed fungal growth and increased density, making the timber stronger under heavy loads. They used geometry and design to distribute snow loads efficiently. One of the most critical aspects of beam longevity was how snow weight was managed. Medieval roofs were intentionally steep, often exceeding 45 degrees, to allow snow to slide off naturally. But there was more than slope at work. Builders employed complex truss systems, often triangular in shape, to distribute the weight evenly across multiple beams rather than placing stress on a single point. In some regions, central tie beams and collar beams formed a rigid framework that prevented sagging even under extreme snow accumulation. Understanding these principles allows modern enthusiasts to apply similar strategies when building timber structures today, whether for a small cabin or a survival shelter. They treated timber naturally to resist rot. While modern builders use chemical preservatives, medieval carpenters relied on natural methods. Beams were often charred lightly on the outer layer or coated with animal fats or tar to repel moisture. Certain woods were buried partially in sand or kept elevated to avoid ground contact, preventing water absorption and fungal growth. Even the orientation of beams mattered. Sapwood, which decays faster, was often positioned away from exposure to rain, while heartwood, naturally denser and more resistant, bore the primary structural load. They used clever joinery to maintain strength under stress. Mortise-and-tenon joints, dovetails and scarf joints were more than decorative. They were essential to survival under snow loads. A well-crafted joint allowed wood to expand and contract with temperature and moisture changes without cracking. This meant the roof could absorb the weight of wet snow without compromising structural integrity. Builders also avoided placing nails or metal fasteners that could rust and create weak points, preferring wooden pegs that expanded with the timber for a tighter, more durable hold. They incorporated features to manage water and snow effectively. Protecting timber from moisture was as important as handling snow weight. Extended eaves, drip edges and overhangs directed rain and melting snow away from beams. Some northern European builders even incorporated small angled channels into roof surfaces to channel water safely off the roof. By combining steep slopes with well-designed drainage, Medieval roofs minimize standing water and ice buildup, the leading causes of rot. For anyone applying these methods today, adding even modest overhangs and ensuring proper water flow around wooden structures can dramatically increase longevity. Maintenance practices were built into the architecture. Medieval builders knew that no structure lasts forever without care. Roofs were inspected regularly, with decayed shingles replaced and beams checked for cracking or insect damage. This preventive maintenance is a principle that survivalists and historical enthusiasts can adopt today. Even modern timber cabins benefit from seasonal inspections, cleaning debris off roofs and monitoring water flow paths, direct applications of these ancient practices. Now, let's talk about some practical applications for modern use. If you're building a survival shelter, a garden structure, or perhaps working on a historical reconstruction, you can apply these lessons right away. Start by selecting the right species of wood and seizing it properly. Then, shape your beams to accommodate weight and make sure your roof has enough pitch. Use joinery that allows for natural movement and protects the timber, and design overhangs and drainage channels to divert water away. Oh, and don't forget, regular inspection and maintenance will extend the life of your structure by decades, just as it did in medieval times. In conclusion, medieval builders relied on a combination of material wisdom, geometric design, and protective practices to make their wooden beams survive even the harshest winters. Their solutions were not only practical, but elegant, really showing an advanced understanding of the forces at work in both architecture and nature. By studying these methods, we can better appreciate the ingenuity of our ancestors and, even integrate their time-tested techniques into our modern projects. If you found this guide valuable, do subscribe to After the Sirens for more historical insights, leave a comment sharing which technique surprised you the most, and share this video with your fellow history enthusiasts. Understanding how the past solved real-world problems gives us tools to build smarter, stronger, and more enduring structures today.